Hey everybody, are the round characters in your stories telling healing tales anyway and you're not even realizing it? Let's go ahead and jump in a little bit deeper. Hello there everybody, my name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer. Welcome back to the Soul Bard Collective. It's good to see you all. Alongside the raw healing stories my characters in the Myrna Annals weave throughout time and space, let's go ahead and see how most of us are probably writing those tales and not even intending to anyway. So, a big thing for me is you're probably writing a story for a reason. Why not intentionally do so? If you have been around here any length of time, to me that there's this healing element to writing. Are we looking at the title of this podcast or what, right? So, whether or not your characters, as I've said in the past, are human, werewolf, vampire, fairy, alien, orc, whatever, they all relate back to the human condition and they all exist inside of our interaction of the world because they go through our heads first, okay? Now, you don't have to write the dark fantasy to write a healing story. You really, really don't. It looks at an emotional outlet, not just for you that could be cathartic and in many ways an escape, but also for the reader. And for me, as a reader, the stories that have stuck with me the most are the ones that allowed me to experience my experience comfortably inside the suspension of disbelief of the book, right? Because, yeah, it's very therapeutic when the jerk book boyfriend, instead of stereotypically being the jerk, comes off and says something sincerely nice. Okay? There's a benefit when instead of having the friendship fall apart because you argued over something, the characters learn to get through it a little bit together. And they learn that it's okay to not just trash it all and end it all. Now, some of this is probably going to depend on what you're writing as far as genres and time periods go, right? Within the constraints of the world, and people will suspend their disbelief and join the fantasy or the fiction or the whatever therapeutically that way. So this is definitely going to be boiling down, as I said to a client, a couple of different clients this week. It's going to boil down to you as a writer taking on a very tedious tightrope, and it's really not a tightrope, nor is it tedious once you find your comfort level with the characters. Look at your characters' motives, their agency, how far they're willing to go, and how far you're willing to take them. These characters came into our brains and existence for a reason. We don't always know how to describe why we pick the genres we want. Some people write what they write because marketing, right? Right to market. That's fine. Not all of us like doing that, nor really know how to well. And for those of us who write from the heart, from the soul, and more, it's very crucial for us to kind of look at what are some tropes that we can slightly give you a twist expectation with sometimes in good ways. Look at how instead of the dialogue taking the conversation one way, how does changing one line of dialogue change the whole conversation? That's one half of our task as writers. The other half is, does the character's action match what they're saying? Does the character's intention match what their role is, not just in this moment, but who they need to grow to be? If you have a character who doesn't grow, they're flat. Flat characters have their places. Professor McGonagall is a relatively flat character when you only look at Professor McGonagall in books 1 through 7. She changes her attitudes, but it isn't the same amount of change as there are in other characters. So compared to, say, Harry, she's at a point in her life where she's a little bit more flat on the flat character spectrum. So from Harry's perspective, she might be a rather flat character, but she, in her own story, from her own perspective, would round out. So you see where a secondary character who doesn't get a POV is okay to serve their purpose in this book. That's fine. That's fine. What I'm looking at more so is, what does your main character's action, or the character who has a point of view control in the chapter, does their action match what they say they're going to do? Slight trigger warning. It's like dating somebody who keeps saying, I'm going to treat you better, but they never do. What's the follow through? Or, slight trigger warning, it's like saying I'm going to do the assignment and turn it into my English teacher, but I never do. You see where the scenario has a significantly different impact. But does your character do that? Oh, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. I'm going to fix it. Do they ever actually go through the thing to fix the problem? You need to check your characters. You need to check in with them every couple of chapters. Maybe at the end of Act 1, at the end of Act 2, and at the end of Act 3 is not often enough for you. Every 5 to 6 chapters. Okay. Where are they now? Are they different than where they were 5 chapters ago? If not, what do I need to do to give them a catalyst for change? This is crucial for anyone in your book who has a control of the perspective, okay? This is crucial. So that way you can be clear not just on their motivations, but whether or not are they what's called an honest narrator. Are they believable to your readers? Can your readers trust what that character says? If you want them to, you better let them and give them reason to. So encourage your characters to be honest in who they are to you. They might have to go through some nasty stuff on the page. And it could literally be that the nasty stuff they're going through is cleaning the bakery bathroom all the way up to, does this couple fall apart or stay together? Above all, check in with your characters and what they need, but you better be checking on yourself, because dang it, their voices are going to be paying rent for you one day, all because you decided that your voice matters too. Take care of yourself. See ya.